Hi everyone, welcome back to Find Me in a Book. Today we are talking about love and responsibility and going in some deep topics. As you know, Abby Jimenez is my absolute favorite author. I know I say that about quite a few authors, which is fine. They can be on my list. But Abby Jimenez, I feel, is the absolute supreme author of just creating such realistic situations and stories. Like she does stories about like mental health that are so relatable and so real that I think everyone should read these books. And especially this latest one, it really gives you like opens your eyes about like, yes, love could happen, but sometimes you have to choose responsibility over love and everything that comes with it. And it's just such a reality that it's like it's not all fun and games, not all roses and like daisies. Like life happens and you just have to adjust and figure it out and make sacrifices, and that's what happens in this book. And the book that we are talking about is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, which was just released a couple weeks ago. And it opens up with Samantha, or Sam. She goes to a vet's office. She finds a stray cat that she wants to help, and the vet, like, he's kind of abrupt, kind of rude, and is like, this cat's not going to survive. Like, what do you want to do? And she's like, no, I want to save it. Like, I want to have this surgery. And the vet is Xavier. And something about the two of them, how she kind of tests him, he's like, oh my gosh, I felt an instant connection. And so the next time that she comes back, like he thinks about her a lot, she thinks about him. The next time she comes back, he asks her out. And so they go out on a perfect date. Like it's so fun, and like they just have a really great time. And then she's like, well, like we can't really go out again. I'm moving tomorrow. And he's like, oh, where are you moving to? And she's like, California. So like states away. I don't really remember where they are. I want to say like Wisconsin, Michigan. I don't even know. But they live in a whole different state. And so she is going to California because her mom has dementia, and she needs to become like a full house like caretaker. So she is moving back in the house with her grandma and her dad, and I don't think her sister lives there, but she's a single mom. And then her brother, which has come back to help as well. He's just been all over the world, and he's kind of just like a flighty person. And so to see the dynamic of this whole family rally together around their mom and help her, because she has pretty like severe dementia that doesn't really remember a lot of things. And it's hard for Samantha. Like you see her struggle a lot because her mom doesn't really remember her, but she remembers her siblings and their dad, of course. And so she has a hard time feeling like accepted, like wanted, because her mom doesn't remember her. And that's hard. And then there's something that happens in like the middle that just changes their whole dynamic again. And Xavier can't stop thinking about her, and she can't stop thinking about him. And so they start like talking on the phone, and they're like, we can't do this. Like it's too hard. But he flies out to her, and they just have such an amazing time that he's like, I want to make this work. Like, please, like, let's try and make this work. And he has his vet business, but it's in a lot of debt because it's new, and his parents are really awful, and he's wanted to prove them wrong. And so he doesn't have a lot of money to like fly back. And it's just such real world problems that it's like, oh, that makes sense. Like he doesn't just have all this money laying around so he can fly back and forth, and neither does she. Like she's taking care of her mom, and they see like her dad is like disappearing at night, and they get mad at him. They're like, what are you doing? And you have to realize like he's still a person. Like he is lonely. Like he wants to start living life. And it's just a very emotional book, but it's not like, I think the most tender of us might cry. I didn't cry, but I felt it in my soul a lot. Like it's just a very soulful book. That's hard to say. That it just it really opens your eyes for people that are full-time caregivers of someone who does have dementia, and wanting to things to still stay the same, but then also they start to kind of look at like facilities to help her, like take care of her, and battling through the emotions of, is that selfish? Like we all could help out, like we can all do this and keep everything the same, but then also see the benefits of her going to a facility to be with people that can actually take care of what she needs, and still realizing that the family, like each individual has their own life and has helped. But you know the balance that I'm talking about. It's hard, and it was so interesting to see because I've never been around someone that does have dementia. But I know it takes such a toll, and so to read this book, it really opens my eyes to everyone that does, and how their families take care of them, and it's just hard. And also to see how Samantha and Xavier realize, like, hey, maybe it's not the best time, and how they still make it work, and one of them, they know that has to make a sacrifice, and they do that, and to see them really come together, but also the grief that they go through together, with their different life situations, and also how things work out. It's not all like sad and hard and emotional. Like happy things happen in this book too, where you're like, oh my gosh, like that is so nice, like that is so good. Like people rally around the individuals, and they really help them say and go like, no, fly out there, go see him, and it just, yeah, how the support that they have. So this isn't a high flashy romantic like book. It's very raw, it's gritty, it's understandable, it's relatable, it's just everything that you'd want in a book like this. And some of the questions that I was looking at while looking through this book and doing my notes and everything, they're just like hard-hitting questions, like, can you put love on pause and still hope for it later? Especially if it just feels like so perfect and works really well, and both of you are in it, like, can you put it on pause and come back? And or I know a lot of people do long distance, but doesn't that take a toll after a while? And is it selfish to want more when someone you need or someone you love needs you? And then how do you honor your responsibilities and your own heart? Like that's what you are thinking this whole book. Like how is this couple going to do this? Like, and Abby makes it work. Like and it's so doable, and so like it seems really hard but also simple. um I know I'm talking in a lot of words, but like there's just such a good structure with this book, and there is in all of her books. Like is just, she writes so raw. And if you have never read an Abby Jimenez book, you have to. Like you don't even have to start at like book 1 or any of that. They're kind of all just one-off books. Some of them relate to each other. But if you truly like want such an emotional, like real book, you have to read one of Abby's books. Like I have never read a book or like read anything from an author that does this kind of writing, really. I know Hannah Bonham Young does it a little bit. Who else? I want to say it's just those two that I've really found that really like, they really suck you in with the emotions, with how to feel, and guide you through like what people do in these situations and how they would come to be. And like, gosh, it really is such a journey in this book, and with all these other books as well. Sorry, I just dropped my phone. Anyways, this is kind of just a short little video to highly recommend Abby Jimenez's new book, Say You'll Remember Me. It's so good. That's all I can say. It's just so good, because I don't want to give anything away, just that it does end up with a happily ever after. It really does. Like just the dynamics between the characters and their situations and how it comes to be, like it all works out. It does. So definitely positive vibes. But I do recommend that you pick this up. I recommend it to my mom and sister for sure. I know that my sister is probably, I think she's going to read it this week, which is really good. So I definitely will need to get my mom to read it because I think she would really love it. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for letting me ramble on about this book and just how perfect it is. And I'll please subscribe, follow, comment if you've read this book, comment if you have a favorite of Abby Jimenez's books, and I'll talk to you next week.